Aspetta, live. We are
We
live.
are live. We're
Yes,
live,
we are.
guys. Good morning. Good
Morning.
morning. May 1st, 2021, and the Cult of Calcio is live once again. The bar sport is open.
The yeah, the bar sport is
Buongiorno.
open. Buongiorno.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Carlos, did you dress up to celebrate this weekend?
The day has come. 11 years waiting. The day has come.
Oh my
Finally.
God.
Not today, but maybe tomorrow. It's going to be a big, big day. Big day. I have 4 bottles of champagne in the fridge. 4.
This is recorded, right? Because I want to send this one to all Carlos Real Madrid friends. I want to see what they have to say about that, you know. But see,
Well,
it could be such an important day for Inter that we even had Paolo disappearing. So no Juventus representative today.
yeah, I'm actually wondering where are they? Where are actually they? Because I tried this morning to talk with many of them. No one replied. No. They suddenly disappear. I don't know why.
All waiting for the big event. So the end of Juventus domination in the Serie A after 9 years could come to an end this weekend, actually.
Well, that's actually pretty scary. Well, it's nice to have a change, but it's also pretty scary to see, another tycoon, another big company winning the Scudetto. Is a little bit annoying, but whatever.
Especially for you. Yeah.
Well, yeah, of
What is,
course we are.
and what a story that the one ending this decade was the one who started, right? Wasn't it Antonio Conte who had the first Scudetto with Juve with this day?
I think so. Yes, Conte had the first block of Scudettos with Juventus. Then there was
Yeah.
the switch with to Allegri, and then Conte is back. Basically, you can say that. And it's funny because a lot of newspapers are reporting that Allegri might come back to, to the actual Juventus and being the coach for the
Oh,
next
yeah.
season due to not a wonderful season of the Maestro.
Because
Yeah. Yeah.
I have the feeling that, guys, every time when everybody talks about big coaches, right, you always see the usual suspects of Guardiola, Mourinho. Now they put Jurgen Klopp, maybe some of Simeone, but for me, Antonio Conte is in this top 5 in the world. I mean, winning what he did with Juve, then he won the Premier League in his first season with Chelsea, and to get to finish with the dominance of Juventus, just like that. I know he didn't succeed in Champions League, but honestly, he performed at such a level with so diverse and different teams that it's chapeau. I think he's definitely in the top 5 considered. I hope one day we'll come to the Spanish league because we have to see Conte in the Spanish league. He was very close to sign with Real Madrid at some stage, and there is the rumors that Sergio Ramos stopped the signing. I don't know if it's true or not, but he really blocked the signing, and that's what everybody says here. And I wish, honestly, to see Conte 1-2 seasons in Madrid. So
When are you supposed to know that? Because I mean, a Real Madrid without Sergio Ramos is it's like Roma without Totti.
yeah, so now we will see. I think in the next 2 weeks we will know but anyway, he didn't sign the renewal of the contract, so next month is the end of his contract. So I think it's over, it's tough. The captain of the team and so many years playing there to leave the club like that.
Guys, think about all the things that we will know in the coming 2-3 weeks when it comes to, coaches moving, transfer market. Yes, we have Sergio Ramos in La Liga. We have the future of Pirlo on Juventus, and perhaps even the future of Andrea Agnelli as president of Juventus. We have the Donnarumma renewal with Milan, which is also pretty much in doubt. I mean, the Scudetto is pretty much a sign. We all know that. But there's a lot of things that are going to be going on over the coming weeks. So pretty exciting times.
Yeah, also for Real Madrid, we don't know if Zidane is going to stay, right?
Nobody knows. There is no news with the contract. And like Matteo says, that's why our viewers have to stay tuned in our podcast every Saturday morning, because it's going to be now with the Euro Cup coming and the Calcio Mercato, we are specialists of. I always knew that Diego and Matteo are specialists of gossiping. They're very good in gossiping, so Calcio Mercato suits them very well.
And for making bad predictions, by the way, there's a lot of gossip, a lot of predictions, but nothing turns true eventually.
Well, I got Osimhen last year. I got Osimhen.
You got Osimhen right.
Last season.
True.
But
last season. Record for that.
Say that again. Sorry, Matteo.
Yeah, we didn't write it down. I mean, we still didn't have our bar sports, so yeah.
No, but I made a video. I think I made a video biking around Amsterdam celebrating his signing because differently that many people are considering Osimhen, not that strong as it was supposed to be. You know, when you buy a player for 70 millions, which is not 70 millions in total, but a little bit later. Yeah, you expect a lot. You know, Lukaku was bought for a similar amount, and you expect obviously more. But I think Osimhen will come a really strong player, as Napoli. As Osimhen came back on the pitch, Napoli start winning. Basically, it's a completely different approach. He kills the defense lines. He doesn't penetrate them, but he just kills. He creates so much confusion. Politano, Insigne, Zielinski, Mertens, they can just go everywhere they want. It's fantastic. I like it a lot.
I think he's picking up. It's finally picking up. He had a very, let's say, challenging start of the season. Then a lot of things happened. But you have to give credit for the guy for, stepping up slowly. Day after day, and Napoli now are back full in contention for the Champions League spot, and we're gonna talk about that in a minute because that's pretty exciting stuff. We are live also on our Facebook page, Diego, right?
Yes, we are. We are live on Facebook, Twitter, not Instagram yet because I'm not that IT guy, but we are live everywhere.
So guys, let us hear your voice. Let us hear what you're thinking about. If there is any topic that you would like to bring to the table, please let your voice heard. And we are also live on our page, Italian Serie A, Italian Football League, on top of the Cult of Culture Facebook page. So share some love and let's get it started. I mean, what's the first step of our Saturday morning conversation. It's time to go back down memory lane once again. And today I will be presenting the mysterious team.
Oh, you have the quiz this morning as well?
Of course I do. I mean, it's
nice.
Our people are waiting for that.
So let me put that. We should actually start thinking about, we can ask also to our audience, we should ask for a name, how to name the Saturday morning quiz. In Italy in the 90s, we have Pendolino di Mosca. Do you remember that for transfer mark? And we should also...
I like that name, Pendolino di Mosca.
It's pretty famous. We will show to you, Carlos. It's pretty famous. It's like what is the Chingarito? The program in Spain, a really famous one. Chiringuito. Il Pendolino di Mosca was famous as well. Yeah, I think as much as that show. But I'm curious to see the team, Matteo.
There it is. I am sharing my screen. Can you see that?
Yes, now I can. Whoa.
Awesome.
Okay.
This should be
pretty easy.
I think it is easy, right?
Super easy for me.
Yeah. Carlos, what do you think?
So I always look at the jersey first before looking at the faces, and I see black and white, which is also quite common colors in Italy, not in Spain. There is almost no teams.
What do you mean is a common colors in Italy?
What do you mean? In the Italian football, you have few teams wearing this.
Yeah, we do.
So, for example, in Spain, there is no team with these colors, and I see the sponsor is Le Coq Sportif, the French. I like very much that sponsor, and then the jersey.
You got it. True. Wow.
Yeah, the triangle.
Yeah, I think I know. Yeah, I know what's the team.
So
I know
it's not Juventus, right? It's Bianconeri, but yeah, we all get it that it's not Juventus in this case.
That famous number 10 of that team, football legend in Italy. That how is it possible he stays so long in in that club and never went to a bigger club, right? That's the question mark. But
that's also true. Yeah.
I think I might. I will try also with not with the team, with the names of the players.
Okay, let's go. Let's go with it then.
Well, we have Alexis Sanchez, which is in this. Then next to him is, I believe, Pina Pia. Behind them could be, I don't remember well the name of the captain. I don't know why I have Bordin in my mind now.
Oh, that's no. Bordin is a bit
which is
older
too
than
old,
this.
of course.
Yes.
The goalkeeper, is that DeSantis?
Of course, Morgan
This is
DeSantis. Oh yes, yeah.
And well, then I don't remember the others, but I recognize those three.
We need to name this guy, guys, the number 10 that Carlos was talking about. This is one of the best strikers in Italy over the last decade, and maybe even more in terms of goals scored.
Then he went to Premier League.
He won the Capo Cannonieri, no? The top scorer.
He did it at least once, and maybe even more than that.
Yeah, so can I say the name? Or?
Absolutely,
it's an easy one. Yeah, Di Natale.
Toto Di Natale, yes. Former Azzurri striker also.
I think he won three times, maybe. Am I wrong? Let me check. Let's check, because I remember surely he won the one here, which is fantastic, Carlos. He's a Napoli supporter, and suddenly every time Udinese was facing Napoli, he was injured. So it happens like for 3 seasons in a row. I'm not kidding. Like everyone was like, okay, that's obvious. It's done in purpose. And then towards the end of the career, he said, I will never play against Napoli. And he played against Napoli really a few times. That's how much. Yes, we're God. That's how much we love him. Unfortunately, we never see him playing in Napoli, in Piazzale Tecchio. But it's surely a great player.
It's a pity when things like this happens, right? Like I compare this, for example, with Zidane, that he never had the chance to play for his team, to Olympique Marseille. You have a football legend who is really willing to play for the football of his hometown, like Di Natale with Napoli, and then in the end it doesn't happen. It's like or Messi now with Newell's Old Boys. He keeps on saying he will play one season with Newell's Old Boys. So this kind of
indeed. And I confirmed that he was top scorer for a couple of seasons, 2008-10 and 2010-11.
Okay.
And
how many goals?
29. 29 the first time, and the second time was, let me see, 28. Wow.
Not bad at all, guys. Not bad at all for the Serie A standard. In many cases, you manage to get the Capo Cannoniere title with, 25, 26 goals. So 28, 29 is a lot. So full credit to Toto Di Natale, born and raised in Naples, as you said. Speaking of familiar faces, and of course, we're talking about Udinese, right? That goes without saying. This guy is also pretty famous. He had a very interesting career. He played for Inter also. He played for Milan. He was part of a very controversial episode in Serie A that probably one day we're going to talk about. Sulle Montari, midfielder of the Ghana national team.
Oh, that's Montari.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
Whoa. I thought it was, I said Apia. I thought it was Apia.
Oh, this is Montari, guys. It's almost unmistakable, right? His outlook, his appearance, very, very recognizable.
Well, why do you know Montari pretty well, Matteo?
I was hoping not to talk about that. And again, because probably we're going to have like a full throwback episode about the time where he scored a regular goal, which was completely past the goal line against Juventus, but for some reason, the goal was disallowed. And that basically helped Juventus, to win their first Scudetto. We talked about the Scudetto that they won under Conte, the first one. It was thanks to this very episode of Montari disallowed goal. So pretty painful memory. But full credit to Udinese, depicted here in the season 2004-2005. That's when they grabbed an amazing third place in the table. They came just behind Juventus and Milan. And of course, they went to Champions League for the first time in their history.
Have they ever won the Scudetto, like in the old times, or never? Never.
Udinese, no, never. They never won the Scudetto. The best they did is the third place in that season.
Yeah, well,
Wow.
they won the Mitropa Cup in the 80s, and the Mitropa Cup back in the time was something like the Coppa delle
Yeah.
Coppe, like
It was a
important
pretty
one.
big deal.
Yeah, and
Million-
say it again, Carlos.
I was going to ask $1 million question since we are talking about Muntari. Do you know where Muntari finished his career? Without checking.
Oh, no.
Without checking
Without
or with
checking, I don't.
Without checking. No, I know it very well because it was in Spain. Clarence Seedorf brought it to Deportivo La Coruña when Seedorf was coaching Deportivo La Coruña, but then he didn't finish in Deportivo La Coruña his career.
Albacete.
Albacete, wow.
I checked. Albacete, wow.
Imagine to see him in the Serie B, in Segunda División, Muntari. It was crazy.
Well, I mean, if you can see Maicon playing in the Italian Serie D, which is the 4th division, then I guess everything is possible, right? At the end of the career.
Which is that's incredible, actually, because it's still pretty young. He's 36 years old, and I believe he could play another full season in second division team, a quieter side.
Easily. And he's such a fit guy and good player. It's just the mindset was completely like, I mean, I remember him in almost every club at some point having issues with the football teammates or fighting with the coach or with the fans in the street. There is always something with Muntari, always something, But if there is one image I would have to remember Muntari, there is one image. It was the craziest one. Is in the World Cup of South Africa 2010, and he went to Soweto, and Soweto is a very famous neighborhood in Johannesburg, famous because of obviously Nelson Mandela and everything. And he started throwing the banknotes to the kids and giving money all around the streets. I don't know if you remember that image, but that was like, what is this guy just walking around giving money to people around in Johannesburg?
That was what he was doing.
Huh?
That's what he was doing.
Yeah. He went there. He said, "I want to see, that's where they built the soccer land, the football stadium where the final was held in Soweto." And then he started just giving money around there, throwing basically banknotes everywhere, So it was a lot of controversy because some people were saying, "Oh, it's a nice gesture." Some others was like, "You cannot just go there, with your Rolex and throwing just money around, So,
yeah.
Bless you.
Oh, yeah.
I only remember him for this picture that you can see now. I think
my
you
God,
can see.
that's
why I remember Muntari, and that's why Muntari became famous. Well, the ball didn't pass the line, Matteo. It's clearly on the other side of the line.
Yeah, so. Of course, it's not, right? Buffon saved it before he crossed the goal line. Isn't it obvious?
It's just an optical illusion, It's a perspective.
It's just the angle of the camera, right?
Yeah, indeed.
And the referee is well placed, no? I mean, he should have seen it. I mean, he should have been one more step still next to the line, but still, you can see it, no? I think.
Yeah, that's
the coolest thing is Juventus number 22 that I can remember who was it.
Cáceres.
Clearly saying, hey, this is not a goal.
Martin Cáceres, I think.
It could be
Cáceres. It could be Cáceres. It could also be back in the time Zepina.
No, I think it's Cáceres for sure. I know because of the hair and the way always he has these long pants now, and he likes to wear number 22 like in Fiorentina. So I think I'm quite sure it's Cáceres.
But it's surely interesting to see this picture and see that there are some people. I know some people saying that's no goal. That's no goal.
That's for Paolo's opinion, right, about it.
Well, actually, we have someone from Juventus saying clearly out. 20.
I might suspect.
Vidal. Are you okay. Oh, wow. What's Vidal? Are you sure, Simone? Can you
prove
that?
I can bet a dinner with Simone. I think Vidal was 23. I bet now live, and he is checking on Google. So, and 20.
He's faster than us, yeah.
I think 23 was Vidal, 22 was Cáceres. Let's check. I need to know now.
We have a bet here. While you guys check, I have a question, guys, for you. What's going on with both Serie A, Champions League, relegation, and La Liga? It's actually kind of Scudetto. How do you call it, La Liga? We call it Scudetto. We are the coolest country. We have a name to say we won, the Scudetto. This is Scudetto.
For the trophy, there is no name. You say you won La Liga. That's what you say. There is no name for the cup itself. No.
Yeah, but La Liga can be any Liga. You owe me a dinner, Carlos. That's a comment that is coming. Let's see. We have this is for you, Carlos. You owe me a dinner, Carlos. I don't know. I don't have a proof.
Yes, he might be right, but I in my head I remember clearly Vidal wearing number 23 in Juve, but I don't know.
So he said 22 was Vidal.
He might be right, but
it
Vidal,
might be. It might be not.
But it looks like he's having long hair there in the picture, no?
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I couldn't recognize him.
Could be. Let me see also who was the 22. So, and the 22 was. So let's talk about the Champions League, guys.
Yeah, and I was just want to say how life is curious sometimes. This guy with the number 22, assuming that he's Vidal, was just about to win his first Scudetto in Italy, and now he's about to win another one, but playing for Inter. And we are talking about 10 years ago. So, yeah, quite interesting.
It is. I mean, I don't know if I would have never thought he will get back in shape. But honestly, the last month, what's happening with Vidal? Is he injured or what? Because it's been quite some time, no, that he's not really playing at all.
Yeah. He's been out for a while.
I don't even know what's his injury.
I don't know it either.
I don't actually know if he's injured, guys. I don't think so.
It's been quite few months that or maybe it was a fight with.
No. He is injured.
Is it injured? Whoa. Yeah, we are
still injured. Yeah, the knee injury. He also had to undergo surgery, and he's still recovering. So that's why he basically fell off the radar of Conte for a while. But as Diego was saying, we're not going to talk about the Scudetto. Again, tonight, Inter they playing Crotone. It's a very sad game, I would say, for the Rosso-Blu of Crotone, who are just one step away from relegation. Mm-hmm. The battle for the Champions League is on. And guys, it's an exciting one. We got 4 teams in the space of a couple of points. And I have to say, unfortunately, actually, it's 4 teams in the space of 2 points, indeed. Because we have Atalanta at 68, and then Juventus, Napoli, and Milan at 66. Without forgetting that Lazio, 61 points, but they have 1 game in hand. So if they manage to beat Torino on May 18, they will basically be 2 points behind. It's a total mess, and we're going to have 5 remaining weekends.
Sharing.
But
sorry, guys. No, Carlos was suggesting you should stop sharing.
Indeed. Sorry. Yes. We're looking at Diego scribbling to the football almanacs and getting information about this or that player. So, battle for the Champions League is on. All right. We don't have Paolo today, so we don't have our magic piece of paper with the predictions. But the battle is really getting hot, right? What do you guys think? Look at Simone there.
Simone is by the way, guys, the 22 I didn't check yet, but to me it's not Vidal, and to me it was Estagabarria. I don't know the name. I was another. I will tell you, Estigarribia. Thank you. That name. Sorry, guys. I don't really follow Juventus and Inter and Milan, as you can see. But sorry for that.
I'm still keep my idea that it's Cáceres, but I will double check. And Simone, I will send you a bottle of champagne if I'm wrong, and then you'll send it back to me when Inter win the Scudetto.
Yeah. Which means like tomorrow, probably, or tonight.
Could be. But no, I think it was Marcelino. Anyway, say Matteo.
We're not talking about these guys wearing the red and black jersey, and I'm quite surprised because you would have an easy game, in hammering us because of the very poor results that we've been having recently. And nobody mentioned that we slipped from the 2nd to the 5th place of the table. So if the league was to end today, we would not be participating to the Champions League, despite being on the top of the league for more than half of the championship.
But still, same points. I think still is going to happen. And in my prediction that that guy that usually goes with us wearing a wig for the show, usually he wrote, I think Milan will still make it. I think it something has to happen, has to be some boost there. Zlatan has to come back at some point, at least, to play the last 2 games or something.
Zlatan will come back tonight. I can confirm that. He is expected to be part of the lineup as we face Benevento at San Siro. So at least that's the only good news I can find, honestly, from the past days in Milan.
Well, I believe Zlatan should not even play in football anymore due to that wonderful investigation on him about owning. Well, he's actually owning a bad company for the 10%. That's crazy. But besides that, I don't think Milan will make it to the Champions League. I said that I think almost a month ago already. I see Milan fear. Stress. I saw some of the players, the key players, not performing well, and complaining for that fall. And one of these is Teo
Hernandez, he's one of the key players.
It's playing a little bit underlined. But also because you guys have Benevento today, which is easier on paper, but it's difficult because Benevento needs points to not relegate. And then you have Juventus. But watch out, the last match of the season is Atalanta. And we don't know how. I believe the fight for Champions League will be brought till the end of the season. So I don't know.
As you are playing today, right?
Well, it's nice. It's super nice to see. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. But yeah, I would rather prefer to be already in Champions League and not be part of the fight with Napoli. Because also Napoli, watch out, also Napoli is not clearly the team going to Champions League. We're doing well, but we are facing all teams that are fighting for the relegation to not relegate.
Yeah. I would say at this stage, guys, maybe the only team that has it not granted because the competition is so tight, but they are in the better position are Atalanta. And not only because they are 2 points ahead, it's because of their form. These guys, they continue to run and to perform. They bet Bologna 5-0 a couple of weeks ago. They won even their last game. They just don't seem to be deep in their form, not even a bit. And it's just incredible. I mean, you have to give credit to those guys. So I would say Atalanta, it's in the pole position to get a spot. Among Juventus, Napoli, and Milan, anyone can be left out, honestly. It's really difficult to make a prediction at this stage. You have to look at the calendars, maybe. And what I can say, yes, AC Milan one is pretty complicated one.
Yeah. Atalanta, surely. Also the Juventus, they don't have that easy because they are going to have a Sassuolo, so you're facing today Udinese, then they have AC Milan, of course, but then they have Sassuolo Inter. Sassuolo, of course, I believe by the time they will face Sassuolo will be, fixed in the 10, more or less 10, 11 position of Serie A, and that's going to be fine. But they still have Inter, and Inter, it's likely to be already the champions, and I won't believe that Inter, that Conte will take that game as just a game. They will like to win the match because it's Derby Italia, right? So that's also pretty difficult, and we don't know if that match will be played by Pirlo, will be managed by Pirlo, because there is a lot of rumors lately. Everything is going to change amongst Juventus side, coach, club, and everything. Someone is commenting something really weird. Who will be this guy? But yeah, I mean,
it's the ghost of the Cult of Calcio.
Yeah. That's the ghost of the Cult of Calcio. Surely Milan, Matteo. I agree with you. Milan is the one with the most difficult calendar.
But imagine financially what it means for those clubs, and I'm talking especially about Milan or Juve. If Juve they miss the Champions League next season, imagine financially the money they're going to lose, and especially next season that we expect fans in the stadiums, so that would be brutal. I think that would change everything. Like they will lose players to afford those salaries, and especially after what we've been talking about the Superliga. Right now, a club of this size cannot survive without the Champions League. It's like impossible.
Actually, Simone is asking a question: which team is going to get the worst backlash if they don't make it to the Champions League? Juventus market might look really different. I would say even AC Milan market and situation will look very, very different if we don't make it to the Champions League. I would say, speaking of Milan, very fast. Speaking of Milan, the first consequence is going to be we're going to lose Donnarumma. He's not going to renew the contract if Milan doesn't make it to the Champions League. So you're going to need a new goalkeeper. I'm 100% sure that if we don't get it to the Champions League, this is the time that we'll not renew his contract. I don't know, honestly, who can afford him. But yeah, he's not going to stay at Milan, guys. Come on. He's 23 years old, and he has still not played a single Champions League match. I would understand him at that point.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, the other name that comes to my mind, I don't see Cristiano Ronaldo playing the Europa League either, So
true.
So there is few players that will not stay to play Europa League. That's for sure. But yeah, Donnarumma, it's the hot topic, right? Because there's so many people who would like to sign him. He's finishing the contract. His age, his agent, everything puts him on the spotlight. So. Yeah, I agree. The question mark would be where would he go? But anyways, let's see, because there is still hope that Milan would make it, and Donnarumma, and then I don't know. There's some other players as well, but from the Milan side, that's the biggest worry because it's a product of the youth team, etc., etc. So.
And also we also going to need a striker. And if we don't make it to the Champions League, I don't know where we're going to get funds for that. Because, yes, Ibrahimovic, he renewed the contract. He has a pretty high salary. I understand, the importance of him in the locker room as an example, as a, let's say, mentor to the young players. But I don't see any striker able to fill his void. Neither Leao nor Rebic. Nobody can play in his position. So we do need a young striker that can, stay with us for quite a few years.
Indeed.
And if we don't make it to the Champions League, I really don't see where we're going to get him.
Who would you sign, Matteo? Who would you sign?
Well, that's an interesting one. I would say I would go for Vlahovic.
Fiorentina? I don't think Fiorentina will give it to you.
They will give him away for sure. Maybe.
Do you think so? I think they're going to build the team. The feeling I have from Fiorentina is that they are going to build the team. Last season, they didn't sell the key players. Like Castrovilli, for example, in Fiorentina, in the middle of which I love. Castrovilli, I have a lot of fights with Napolitan supporters because I love Ruiz, but they believe, and I agree sometimes that Castrovilli is better than Ruiz in somehow. But what I see in Fiorentina is that they are building the team. They are constructing because they got some experienced player. Well, of course, Ribéry, but also Callejon. They got those kind of players to make the locker room, to make the squad, the spirit. And then they have players like Vlahovic, which I love as well, which I think will stay another season in Florence. But it's the kind of player that can surely play in Europe.
Pablo says you can get Luka Jovic. I know that Jovic was associated, he was linked to Milan even last summer. So sure, that could be a good option. And Simone also mentioned Belotti. Yeah, Belotti is that kind of striker that could fill the void from Ibrahimovic. Personally, I don't like it that much in terms that I find him very inconsistent. Sometimes he has a very good run of form, but then he disappears and he does not score for quite a few weeks.
Yeah.
So, plus, I'm not even sure how old is he.
27.
Not extremely young. 27 here.
Yeah. It's 20 December, actually. I just mentioned the day, you know why. But I would love to have a player like Belotti in the squad. This year, didn't have a great season. He's only scored 12 goals. But let's say that Torino is surprisingly in a really bad position because if we think about Torino, the players they have the same as Cagliari we were talking before. I would never suspect that they could be there, and still he scored the 12 goals.
For me, if I will have to do a big investment, but now my doubt is everything depends on qualifying for Champions League, because if I will have to go all in like in poker, I will go for Vlahovic. I think Vlahovic is gonna go to a big club, and the problem for me, Vlahovic now is it became already too expensive probably, because Fiorentina is gonna ask a lot of money, and I see this guy doing something really big in football world. So, and now it's the time, probably the last chance to sign him before the price goes up and up and up, because of course we're not talking about players now like Harry Kane or obviously Haaland, because money-wise, there is no point to talk about it. But Vlahovic, I haven't checked who is his agent. Is he one of the famous agents or not? Mendes or Raiola is involved in this, because if they're involved, then the price is going to be 100 mil.
It's going to rise up even more. Yeah.
I don't know who is the manager of the guy, the agent. What I can see is that we did an analysis on the Calcio Calcio a few days ago about Vlahovic, and guys, this one has a lot of potential. He's strong. He doesn't still play well the defense. He doesn't tackle, he avoid tackling and this small stuff, but he's super young. It's
born in the 21st century, born in 2000. Imagine, guys, how old are we? How old are we?
God, yeah.
What are you talking about?
So
I was born at the best year of ever, and the best day ever. Well, when we won the World Cup.
Oh man, I thought you were talking about the golden generation, 1985. Like me, Cristiano Ronaldo, Rafa Nadal, we were all born in the best year.
Okay, Carlos, who won the World Cup in 1985? No one, because there is no World Cup. So that's what you need to look at. Anyway.
So yeah, Dusan Vlahovic, guys. This name, write down this name if you're already not done it, because he's gonna be one of the top stars in the future. And there's a lot of team chasing him. The most recent rumors is Liverpool, him being on Liverpool's radar in the last couple of days. So he's not gonna stay in Florence. I really don't think they will manage to hold him, especially in view of the season that Fiorentina had. Come on, I understand. Yeah, they're trying to build, but it's the second season in a row that they fail to make a difference, and they end up just avoiding relegation narrowly. So look at Chiesa. I mean, you cannot keep those players for longer than they should be if they want to play top level football. So
I agree with you on that side. I agree with you. Yes,
Paulo.
It's I agree with you, Matteo, on that side. I still, it's just a feeling. I see, many times Gattuso was, reported to be the next coach of Fiorentina, and the kind of coach is Gattuso. He needs a player like Vlahovic. That's the point. The way he's playing with Napoli, he might need a player like Vlahovic. But then you never know. The point is a new president, new ownership. They are trying really hard to build the new stadium, but instead they were not able to. They are going for the youth academy. They are building it, and they started already working on it. So I see a lot of improvements in a way that Fiorentina might come a really important club in the next years. And now they are kind of sacrificing the sports results, on the pitch, because they're building up something else. That's the feeling. So that's why I think Vlahovic could stay. Let's not forget that they sold Chiesa, and they already sold a youth, a really young player. So selling also Vlahovic will not make Fiorentina supporters happy, I would say.
No, and Fiorentina supporters, probably just like all Italian supporters, they don't have patience. So it's difficult to tell them, hey, we're building for the future, and this is going to take a few seasons. Wow, here we want everything and we want it now. the concept of planning for the future, it's difficult for people to understand if they don't see the results. And honestly, Fiorentina fans have not seen the results over the past 2 seasons.
No, let me share the standings. So we see where are they. So Fiorentina is basically well, they have 34 points, and it's incredible.
We are saying, sorry, Diego. We are saying Vlahovic might not. They might not want to sell him, but let's not forget that Fiorentina could still go to Serie B, and then we're talking about the difference.
Actually, yeah. I thought they were more comfortable, but they're not yet. They fully engage in the relegation dogfight as of now.
Not at all.
But if I see Benevento, Cagliari, Torino, and even Spezia, I think those 4 sides at the moment are not as strong as Fiorentina, which doesn't mean that Torino, for example, is less powerful, is less a team than Fiorentina, but the mindset of the team, Fiorentina can still win against Juventus. Torino cannot. That's a really mindset they don't have. So. And Fiorentina, it's a great team, but I honestly don't think they will fight for relegation. They will win a couple of matches.
What I see here, actually, it's that those teams, Benevento, Spezia, even Torino, the last seasons, they're used to deal with relegation. And when you have big clubs going there and getting, I remember in Spain when Atletico Madrid went to second division recently, or Villarreal, those big clubs, when they go in that area, then they are not used to deal with relegation. They feel the pressure and they end up sometimes going to Serie B. I remember, like I mentioned, I still remember when Villarreal went to Segunda División. I think it was 4 seasons ago. They were in this situation like Fiorentina, quite okay, and suddenly in the last game, boom. So you have to be careful.
And it's a great hazard, Carlos. Let's not forget that Fiorentina, already in the past, and they had a really big team. They end up, they were actually the team to fight for the Scudetto, and they actually relegated it here. Matteo, you might suggest me the year, I think was in the 90s, 93?
Early, I think, 92, 93.
93 could be.
Where Batistuta was still.
They still have Batistuta.
Was the second season in Fiorentina,
and
they ended up in Serie B. That's true. So speaking of the relegation, guys, I just want to call out. Look at Cagliari, what they've been doing over the past 3 weeks. 3 wins in a row. These guys are really fighting hard to avoid something that would be very, very detrimental to them. I can't remember when was the last time that Cagliari fell into the second division.
I hope tomorrow.
Quite ago.
They play against us. I'm scared about Cagliari. I'm really scared about Cagliari.
Yeah, but again, guys, if we look at the relegation here,
Semplici for Cagliari is doing an amazing job. But also Cagliari, guys, Nainggolan, Godin, Simeone, Rugani. How can you be there? Cragno will not play tomorrow because he was positive to COVID and he is now negative, but they will still not making him play. But yeah, Cagliari, they have a squad which is wonderful.
To be like the last seasons, to be the top 6, Cagliari. Everybody expected them to be top 6, top 7, like last year. And it's weird what happened. I think it's the kind of club that if they stay in Serie A for next season will do well. It was just the beginning with the coach, change of coach, etc. I don't know what happened there, but
Simone is let's not talk about Napoli because Simone will ask a couple of questions and I don't want to answer.
But he answered a very clever question because not many people remember that Commisso
was about to buy Milan.
Well, I don't know about to buy, but he was very interested in buying Milan 1 season before he bought Fiorentina. So am I glad? I don't know. I really like Commisso as a guy. I think he's hilarious. He's He's the kind of passionate president that reminds us of how president of Italian football clubs used to be back in the 80s. They were very close to the people. But when you look at the results, and I mean, when you look at what you see, it's a bit disappointing, right? You don't know what's going on in the back. They're planning, they're trying to build the stadium and all those things. But if you look at the results on the pitch, 2 seasons, they're quite disappointing. So I would say, yeah, I think we are we are good as we are at the moment for AC Milan.
Well, it's one of the things that about the stadium you just mentioned. It's crazy. He has the money, the cash to build the stadium, 90 millions, no, even more. They were talking about a huge amount of money, and suddenly the low bureaucracy made him not doing it. It's insane. It's insane. You have a private person taking care about the public, and no, it's not possible. But yeah, someone else was able to. But Matteo, question. Well, sorry, Matteo, Carlos, question because I want to see from outside of Italy. How do you see Serie A now? That's
Well, we've seen definitely a huge improvement in the last 2 seasons and the evolution. And I always say, to rate the evolution of a league, you cannot just look at the 2 or 3 top clubs. You also have to see at the mid clubs. So, for example, Roma getting to the semi-final of the Europa League is a huge thing. I think what we call the mid-class clubs, right? When you have a lot of mid-class clubs reaching a bit farther in Europe and doing better, like, for example, Atalanta, Roma, I think it talks very good about the league. Still, there is this little next step, right? Like to see an Italian club getting into the final of the Europa League, or obviously in the Champions League, a club that is not Juventus, to see the diversity. Because if it's only one club, like, for example, Bayern Munich or Juve, and it's always the same club, it's so. But the fact that this year finally is going to be another club winning the Scudetto, that the fight for Champions League and also the fight for relegation, by the way, it's a beautiful battle. It's a beautiful battle. So it's been the most interesting Serie A, I think, in the last 6-7 years. I don't know if you guys agree on that, or
I disagree.
You disagree?
Well, of course, the most beautiful was when Orsato won the Scudetto in San Siro against Inter. Well, I will. Everyone can ask me, and Simone knows, Paolo knows, all my Juventus friends, acquaintance, they know. They have 3-4 Scudetto last to display on the stadium, and one of those is surely the last year of Sarri, it's incredible what's happening there. It's incredible. And it's incredible what's happening also on the light of the fact that the same referees, a couple of years later, they say, yes, that was a mistake. So, but what do you do? It's fine. They won, keep them winning. It's fine. That they have the Maestro Pirlo this year, which is showing wonderful football. That's Simone, that was for you.
The last thing I want to do here is ever defend Juventus, because we talk about Montari's goal. But I have to remind our friend Diego that Napoli also threw that Scudetto away by losing to Fiorentina.
Yes, that's true. 3-0 with Koulibaly getting a red card.
That was the game you had to win.
Yes, but let me coming back to Lucas Leiva, having a really huge penalty kick against the Juventus. It's the 74 minutes Lazio Juventus, and Dybala scored in a wonderful goal. I think it was the 92, 93 minutes in the extra time. And I think there where Juventus actually won the Scudetto, because those 3 points were extremely important, in the long run. Everyone asks me, yeah, but you lost in Florence, or like the example in San Siro with Pjanic being a serial killer. But I do believe Juventus won the Scudetto in Rome against Lazio.
That was a turning point. And even the Derby d'Italia, Juventus was losing the Derby d'Italia against Inter 2-1, and they managed to come back. That was the turning point. I really understand that. Because from a mindset point of view, it really shattered Napoli's confidence. But then when Napoli failed to bounce back was the game against Fiorentina, because that's when they had to react, to be stronger, even of doubts, or even of the victory not being so clear. But yeah,
I do understand.
You fail your trial of maturity there.
I do understand that, but I still look into situations like Muntari, but not like the episode. I mean, looking at the players. I'm 22, 23 years old, guy. I'm not Italian. I play for Napoli, and suddenly you get indeed a situation like a 2-0 or 2-1, a 3-2 for Juventus winning the San Siro, and probably there, when you're so young and inexperienced. What do you do? It's difficult to react. So yeah, that's absolutely true. But I was curious about the Liga, Matteo, because Liga is showing
it's wonderful. Great. I see Carlos back and rubbing his hands because we're gonna talk about La Liga now.
Guys, let's make a prediction now that you are talking about prediction. Yeah.
Oh. So I guess we got an answer already.
Someone was right. Anyway, going back.
So La Liga predictions. Oof, this is a tough one, guys. We have like 4 teams still full in contention, right?
In 3 points. In 3 points, there is 4 teams, and the interesting thing is that in 7 days there is Barcelona versus Atletico and Real Madrid versus Sevilla on the same day. So I think everything is gonna happen that day.
So let me make my prediction, Carlos. And you're gonna be, oh my God, look at that.
This
is
fantastic.
Crazy.
So beautiful.
Wow. How long has it been since a battle for La Liga has seen so many teams involved?
I remember actually, it's
when Atletico won, Carlos.
Yeah, Atletico won with remember in the last game of the season was Barcelona Atletico in Camp Nou, and they had to draw to win the league, and Barcelona was winning 1-0, and then Diego Godin, the Cagliari player, scored a header in the corner, and they won.
Oh.
Yeah, and then actually another season that Barcelona won the league, Real Madrid and Sevilla, I'm talking about 7-8 years ago, and Sevilla will still have mathematical chances to be the champions. I remember that in the last, but to be 4 teams, because 2, 3, but 4 teams. Thank you, Simone, for the contribution. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, it's gonna sound crazy. If I have to put my money, I would still put my money on Barcelona winning La Liga, because Real Madrid is thinking too much about Champions League, and then Atletico's consistency. They dropped. They were in February. They were 13 points ahead of Barcelona. 13, and now it's only 2. So So I think they are slowly. And now the fact that they have this direct game, because there is 2 points difference, but if Barcelona wins against Atletico, it's they would be top of the league. So and Real Madrid, I don't see it. I think we are, especially if we reach the Champions League final, which we'll talk about it. If we reach the Champions League final, everybody is going to be thinking about the Champions League, and then. So my prediction is Barcelona would be first, Atletico second, Real Madrid third. And it would be a beautiful story to see Sevilla winning the league. But I don't know what you guys think. What's your prediction? Paolo is writing at home.
Paolo is writing, yeah. Even if he's not with us, we know that he's following us from the back today. So first thing, a little off topic. I really love the idea of Zidane coaching Juventus. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I think it would be a really good fit for the Bianconeri next season. On top of that, I have quite a different prediction, Carlos. I think Real Madrid can make it to La Liga. I think they're going to win it, but I think they're going to lose to Chelsea in the semifinal, in the second leg. And that's why they're probably going to have their mind more clear, and they can focus 100% on La Liga, where they've been the most consistent. I don't think Sevilla can make it also. And both Barcelona and Atletico, they've been staggering a bit domestically over the past few weeks. So I would put my money on Real.
Real. I'm still on Athletic. I'm still on Atletico for La Liga. Stronger defense line still, yes, they're going upside down, but now they have a chance that, wow. You would never expect it. Like a couple of weeks ago, I thought like Atletico was just going down, and Barcelona was taking the lead, but finally it didn't happen. Barcelona is missing too many big matches. They lost the last one. I believe Atletico. They're like this is now or never, and I think that will make it to La Liga. But my dream is Sevilla. My dream is Sevilla. You would never expect Sevilla to be there fighting for for a title, a so big title, when they are not in UEFA Cup. They can't make it to the Liga. Come on,
Imagine.
that would be like showing how great was the work of Monchi and of the club and everything. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. So I'm
No,
just for
Sevilla. Sevilla is like, I compare it a bit with Atalanta, but the difference is that Sevilla won already some titles, and they to keep the consistency, because now they are really top 4, top 5 the last seasons. There's always this team, Sevilla and Valencia, trying to fill that gap, but Sevilla is much more the construction and the structure of the club is so much more consistent, and they have so many good players, guys. I mean, you look at Sevilla now, the 2 central defenders, it's like half of Europe is fighting for them. It's like Jules Koundé. It's like the whole Europe wants to buy this guy. And again, is Monchi getting a player for 3, 4? Yeah, I agree, Pablo. The Zidane has to stay. And
for now, it's his son.
but which one of his sons? Because they are both. I think they are both playing in Segunda División now. The second one is in Rayo Vallecano, the goalkeeper, and the other one is in Almería. So imagine they both end up in Segunda División, and now the third one is coming through the youth academy of Real Madrid. So he has 4 sons. So let's see if one of them. And then, but Sevilla is like, it's always the same issue, right? But Monchi does it very well. He always sell 1 or 2 players per summer to keep the money flowing. And then he signs in the good opportunity markets, and then is rebuilding, or he's getting back some players at the end of the career, like Ivan Rakitic from Barcelona, like Jesus Navas from Manchester City. So he gets them or very young, or when they are at the end of the career, and they keeps the money flowing. I question mark. I never understood. I think Monchi needed 2-3 seasons, and I was thinking Roma is gonna be huge with Monchi if they give him 4, 5, 6 seasons. It's a pity, It's a pity, because he knows how to do it. He really knows how to do it.
Remember what we said, guys. People don't have patience in Italy, and especially in Rome. I mean, Roma, in this instance, I think they're quite similar to Fiorentina. People are so passionate, so attached to the club, but on the other hand, they want to see the results. And that's weird, right? Because we're not talking about very successful clubs. None of them. No. So, I mean, you could expect a few seasons without winning, but there's basically no patience.
He clashed. He clashed with Totti apparently. Also,
right? That's what I was saying.
Could be.
There were too many issues. I think it's not Monchi or Pallotta or Totti. Is that there is no cohesion, with the press. There is no cohesion in the squad with the coach and everything. There were too many situations in that Rome, as indeed that Rome doesn't exist anymore. Everything is new now. So I think it was just like a gate, a transaction between the past and the present. That's what
something was broken already, probably. And
I guess at some point today we will have to talk about Roma. What happened in Europe?
We're trying to, I mean, for national pride, we're trying to avoid it, right? Even if none of us is a Roma supporter. Personally, I also dislike the team. I can say it openly, but I was sad because I mean it was the only team left in European Cups, and you really wanted them to make it to the final.
But they were just dust away.
Yeah, but that didn't happen.
But at least to reach to the second leg with some chances, 3-2, 4-2. But then when you see the defense collapsing in the second half, I mean, come on, you reach the halftime winning, scoring 2 goals in Old Trafford. What happened in that second half? It was shameful. The defense, it was like
I was believing, when I saw them going 1-2 at the end of the first half, I really thought, okay, this time they're gonna make it. It was we were all proved wrong.
But they can still score 4 goals, guys. So let's not.
Barcelona
football is football. Barcelona style.
They need Manolas.
Football.
They need Manolas.
I just
exactly.
believe they were extremely unlucky. Manolas, he plays for this team now, but I think this season Roma was the most unlucky of the biggest team in Italy. The most unlucky, besides the fact that they changed ownership, which is never to forget during COVID time, and not to forget that, and they are extremely young. Anyway.
And that's another club, guys, that is going to go through a major restructuring this summer because Fonseca, the coach, I think his chances of staying are like 1%, maybe even less than that. It's not a secret that he's clashing with the new owners and they're ready to release him. Dzeko also, he made it clear, it was already clear, during the break, the transfer market window in January, that he was about to leave Roma. He's not going to stay either. So those guys also need a major restructuring and refundation.
They will not play in Europe next season, so at all. So probably
they're risking that a lot, also. Yeah.
Indeed.
Challenging times. But anyway, it was a pity. Let's see.
Yeah. So, guys, to sum it up, since we just passed the 1 hour mark, battle for Champions League and for relegation are still on, and they're going to be very, very contested until the end of the league, which is going to happen in 4 seasons. We're going to have a lot of stories, I think, this summer to talk about renewals, team who need to change coach, team who need to restructure themselves. There's going to be a lot of talk about. And of course, we're also going to have the Euro Cup in 1 month and a half. So we invite you guys to stay tuned because the Cult of Culture has a lot of surprises waiting when it comes to following the European Championship. Please do not forget to follow us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We didn't add that, but we also have a very cool Instagram page.
Do we have an Instagram page?
I was just saying we don't update it very often, but those few things that we place there, they're very cool. So please follow us there as well. And happy football weekend, everybody. Thanks for being with us. Hi, Carlos, Diego. Hi, Vidal. And
this is for Simone, of course, but Carlos, I think Simone was right.
Simone is very good in faking things. He works with counterfeit, so maybe he counterfeit the picture also.
It's a fake picture. Yeah, indeed. Guys, it was a pleasure.
And have a good weekend, everybody. Ciao. Speak soon.
Bye, guys. Thank you.